What does your image have to do with your goals? If you want to build a $5 million business, a $10 million business, a $100 million business, what needs to change in your look? Well, in today's episode, Celeste Moore, who is an image consultant, breaks down the step-by-step processes of what needs to change and be configured in your look, in the fabrics, in how you show up to different meetings and such to hit your goals. Changing your image, change your goals, change your results. Without further ado, let's get started and let's welcome Celeste Moore. So Celeste, tell us a little bit more about your business and what image consulting actually is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question because a lot of people are like, what's an image consultant?
Yeah.
So I basically help you, individuals, entrepreneurs, speakers, founders, even celebrities, really dial in who they are at the core and then make sure that that is portrayed on the outer appearance. So you have a message, right? You're like the expert in your field, and I want you to show up as that on the outer appearance so that your message is really landing, because your style and your image speaks before you do. Yeah.
You know, is it more of a mindset shift or is it more of tactical, hey, changes clothes and everything changes in your business? Or is it stuff that changes in your mind first?
Yeah, it's a really good question because it's a whole transformation. It's really the inside and the outside. It kind of coincide together, right? So I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't really know like anything about their style or how they should show up, like to a networking event, or they're podcasting now, they're in media, right? So it just really depends how you're showing up in your business. And so we make sure that that lands. So there is art and science to it. So I'm picking the best colors for you based on your personality, based on your skin tone, your hair, your eyes, and making sure that that correlates also with the colors you're wearing for your audience. So like every color has a message, right? So this, I don't even know what this is. I thought it was gray when I made it, and it turns a little, it's like,
and you make the clothes.
So I work with designers.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm very into quality over quantity.
Okay.
So if you can buy and create custom, a couple pieces and then mix and match, right? But really it's buying clothing that you can wear over and over that resonate with you and resonate with your business. So
what are some colors? What give me some examples of colors.
Yeah.
Like what are some, I know in the world of digital marketing, when I write copy,
right,
there are certain colors, like red means certain something versus green means something on a landing page. But when it comes down to the real world and you're wearing certain colors, what does the different colors mean and what are some examples?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question because red is the most powerful color. So usually colors have a couple messages, right? So it could be confidence that you need. And sometimes you can have too much red and you're standoffish to the crowd. So it depends on your intention as well. Do you want to be approachable? Do you want to be someone that's trustworthy, incredible? Do you want to be professional? Or, there's all these things that you have to think about. So anyways, navy is the most trusting color.
Really?
Right? If you look at the big banks, except for Wells Fargo. I always say that because I'm like red and gold. But red's maybe is powerful, but all of them have strategically used navy in their colors because they want you to trust them with your large amounts of money, right?
Right.
And know that you're going to, either build wealth or just safe it and secure in a deposit box or whatever.
So if someone has a negotiation on the table, we're talking about they're going to go negotiate $10 million inside of their business. Maybe they're selling their company and they want to sell it for $10 million.
Yeah.
And they're going to the negotiation table.
Yeah.
What color should they wear to help them push the deal forward in their favor?
So it's not just about color here, okay? When you're going up against a $10 million deal, yes, color is the first thing we notice within 3 seconds, but it's also the fit. It's also the fabric. It's
even the fabric.
The fabric, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you want to pay attention. So if there's a lot of people that can't wear off the rack clothing. So invest in a tailor because a tailor will make everything fit you really well. And make you look so much more credible and trustworthy. And then usually I say wear navy, like a version that works for you though.
So if you're negotiating and you want to create trust, wear navy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And have it be fitting. Is there a certain fabric that someone should wear?
Yeah, I mean, I would stay away from real shiny fabrics or a lot of prints. You want to keep with some solids, but like a really good quality fabric. You can tell the difference in a cheap suit and a fabric that's nice.
Is it like the spacing between the threads are much bigger on cheaper fabric versus
a lot of time it's just not it's not organic or not organic. It's not wool or it's not cotton, right? It's synthetics. And synthetics have a sheen to them where they break down easy. And you can tell in lighting. I mean, I can just tell. Maybe not everybody can tell, but you know,
Okay.
it's really how it fits your body.
Yeah.
So keep those in mind. And then if you need a little bit of confidence, like say you're going into this $10 million deal and you're nervous, right? Make sure you're wearing the right navy, but maybe like in a pocket square, or maybe you're not, because maybe you're not a tie guy, wear a little bit of red. Right? I mean, I hate to use this, but look at the presidents.
Yeah, I noticed that.
They command attention because the most commanding is, let's say, navy white, black white, and with a pop of red.
Yeah.
But black, I don't recommend. Black is 100. It sends a different message.
What does it send?
So black obviously is elegant and chic, but it also allows you to stay hidden. So it allows, like, look at my videographer. Hi. He's wearing all black.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want the attention on him, right? So you think about these things when you are going into a certain type of meeting.
How did you get started in this? I mean, out of all the things that you could do, I'm sure that when you were younger, well, we can even discuss that, you know, the parents are like, to go to doctor, to become a doctor, become a lawyer. And now today you're an image consultant. What would take us through that journey of infancy to now? Of how did you get started in this?
My youngest kind of recollection of anything that's fashion related, I was 12 years old, and my parents moved to this really expensive city, and I hadn't lived in a city like Boca Raton before, Palm Beach County, where everything is ritzy and glamorous and high end. And I used to go to the mall like a lot of 12-year-old girls do. And I remember picking up a pair of jeans and giving them to my mother and be like, I want these jeans. And she said, are you crazy? Are you bananas? I mean, this was a long time ago, and they were $70 jeans. She says, if you want to buy those, you got to babysit. You got to work for it. And I just remember being drawn, still to this day, I'm drawn to quality over anything else. And I'll beeline to a fabric and a piece of clothing, and I'll feel it, and I'll look at it, and I'll move it to see if it's going to not, fall apart on me.
Yeah.
And that's one way you can do, like, to test a fabric is to, like, you rub the fabric together and you see if anything happens, if it starts to come apart or if it starts to pill, it's not going to make a washing. So don't spend money on that. But anyhow, to get off or get back to your question, I went through all the schooling. I went and got my graduated political science, international studies. And yes, my trajectory was to go to law school because that was like a notable career. And I figured no matter what, I'd always make money.
Yeah. Is that still true today? Do you experience that to be true today in that field?
I don't know. I think today it's very different in the sense that there's so many ways to make money.
Yeah.
Right? You just have to have the drive. Sometimes you don't need the law degree. So, but for me, I stopped at that moment and I looked at my life and I said, do I want to spend 3 years going to school, spending all this money, and maybe particularly not wanting to do this for the rest of my life? So I started looking into things that I was passionate about, things that I felt like I had a purpose. I've always had a creative side. And so because I really loved to dress my friends and just thought really that was a hobby, but my mom sat me down and she said, Celeste, why don't you become an image consultant? I feel like that really resonates with you.
Was that a thing? Like your mom, what, did she experience that before? Or?
I have no idea. My mom's been in the medical field all her life. So I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I looked it up and I was like, people get paid to like dress people and like make them feel good and confident. And I was like, okay, sign me up. Where do I go to learn about this? So there's international organizations, and I went to New York. I studied, I trained, and then I got certified. And that was back in 2006. And business still wasn't linear, but I just knew that was like, there was some element to me working in this industry, and it's changed and evolved for sure. And like who I work with and how I work nowadays. But then I was just like, okay, let's go. Like, let's start doing the things. And so I worked with a lot of coaches in the beginning and lawyers and things like that.
People who have to have the look.
Right.
People who have to have the look.
Yeah.
So take us through, like, what does it look like to do business with someone who's like yourself, who's an image consultant? Is it a one-time fee? What does the fees range from? Is it a subscription? Is it something that's reoccurring on a regular basis? Is it like, hey, you just come to my house and change my clothes and that's it? Or is there coaching mentally? Like, take us through the journey of what fulfillment actually looks like when they say, yes, I'm in.
Right. So I love this question because just recently I keep talking to people who are much more successful than me, because I like to put myself in rooms with these people so I can learn from them. And I had some really, yes. So someone comes to me, and I've had TEDx speakers, I've had celebrity clients. They come to me because there's a need of like, I don't know what to wear, and I have a really big, important event coming up. How do I get ready? What should I wear? So we go through a process, right? It's understanding like who you are as an individual and as a business. So what does that mean, right? I'm asking you questions such as, do you have more yin energy or yang energy? Are you more introvert? Are you more extrovert? What do you do for hobbies outside of work? What is your profession? And does that truly relate to who you are as a person? And really getting into these questions, finding out how you speak to me. Do you look at me directly, or do you kind of shy away? Right? All of these matter, because when I'm finding the right colors for you, that's the first step. And then it's understanding whether or not you pull warm or cool, or how dark or light your eyes are, or how bright they are, like basically how chromatic you can wear colors, or how deep or light. And so we go, that's just the colors, but that personality DNA also resonates in your personal style. It tells me things about you individually, about your style.
But does it really change? Like, does it really? So if, let's just say, like, if Mark Zuckerberg were to change his colors, like, would that change his results inside of his business just by changing the colors of what he wears and the fabric that he wears?
So Mark is an interesting case because he's even started to take care of more of what he's wearing these days.
Which I noticed, yeah.
Yeah, because I think what happens is when you don't show up for yourself, number one, the public is not going to take you seriously. And so he realized that he was struggling in the arena of like, well, I've got a lot of like, bad things happening, or I've got a lot of tension that I want to change. I want to strategically change how the public views me. And so he's really leveled up in so many ways. So yes, he understands. If anyone is in business, they understand what that means. And then you've got like the Alex Hermosis, right? The people that make all this money, but they still show up in... It kills me. Sorry, cut off shorts and like, the wife beater and the beard that's crazy. And to me, that shows disrespect. That shows you just show up no matter what, and you don't really care about yourself. So how am I going to do business with you? Why am I going to trust you with what you say? You might have built these $1 million businesses and you're successful, and I hear you. But what you're saying visually sends a different message.
Is it based off of the initial perception, or is it based off the product or the service that's delivered when doing so? Like, what's more important?
So let me give you some statistics. This was years and years, and scientists discovered this. The way that we show up, it's a pyramid. In the bottom, this 55% of the way that we look, people perceive. 38% is our tone and our body language, and 7% is our actual words. So when you realize within 3 seconds, people are already judging you to whether or not they will do business with you, whether you are trustworthy and credible, and that happens in 3 seconds. So you're either opening doors or you're keeping them closed. And when you can understand how to open those doors and 10x your business, or 10x whatever it is that you want to do, it's just a strategy move. But it's also very authentic to who you are. So there's a couple things that are happening.
What changes someone's image in addition to, what makes up someone's image in addition to the clothes and the fabric that they're wearing and the colors that they're wearing?
So your grooming.
Okay.
Accessories, like your hair, are you keeping, if you have beards, are you making sure that it's trim? Right? It can be body odor. It can be, if you ever gone to a networking event and you're like, oh, I can't even go talk to someone because they're not aware that they need a mint or something. It's also like if someone's chewing gum, right? And like it's rude. There's certain like things that just are sending messages. It's accessories. It's how well things are taken care of. So if you're wearing, I have my jacket, but I've worn this for 10 years and it's showing some wear and tear, right? That's also sending a message. And if clothing, like you need to really look at everything from head to toe. Also, makeup, nails, those are accessories. So you want to keep accessories to like 11 pieces. So let's just say you have earrings, right? That's 1, 2, a watch, 3. Do you have a necklace on?
No.
No. Okay. So, I mean, and your shoes and a belt, just say that's, you do the math. Don't wear more than 11 accessories.
So even the earrings each earring will be considered one accessory.
Yeah. It's distracting. So ultimately, right, in business or in dating life, you want people to like hear what we're saying, get to know me. If I'm preparing a speech for you, I'm going to show up because I want you to understand what I'm saying, and that you're taking the time to come watch me speak, right? So that's like time we're giving to each other. At least show up for me, and don't let me get distracted. Let me hear your message so that we're both receiving and giving, right?
Okay,
so it's a lot, but when I break it down with a client, so right, you asked me that before, so it's like understanding their body type. So we have a vertical and horizontal body type. And what that means is like where a jacket placement should be, what type of pants should you wear so that your body is balanced and proportioned, right? Again, because the focus is we want to hear and see your face.
How do you guide clients to find the balance between like their personal style and what's needed for their goals, or what's needed because of fashion trends? So like, for example, if someone's personal style is like, let's say they're an athlete and they're like, dude, I wear basketball shorts since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And that's just my style. And then they come meet you and then they're like, you're saying, well, things got to change. How do you find that balance between where they're at and what they want versus where they want to go?
So I really ask what the goal is. Why are you coming to see me? So you clearly don't need me to like wear basketball shorts, right? So what is that goal for that person? So maybe it is they're getting into high-end media. Maybe they're, now they're going to galas, right? Or maybe they just want to up their level in their industry. If they don't want me around, they're not going to call me. They're not going to hire me. And to the question before is like your style has multi-layers. So my style right now, like I love a good suit. I love a custom suit. I like to make, different colors, different buttons, and that resonates with me. But I don't wear a suit when I'm at home.
Yeah.
Right? So where am I? That's very important too. Who's my audience? And how can I relate that to where it's authentically me? I also love jeans, So it's like those are all me, but I'm not going to wear jeans or my pajamas on stage.
Understood.
Right.
Understood. So what I'm hearing is you got to focus on the goal. So it doesn't matter where you come from. We can incorporate a little bit of that, but ideally, you got to set yourself up to look like the part of your future of where you're going. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Is that in the ballpark?
It's 100%. You nailed it.
So you've talked about that. It's more important. Clothes is not just a factor. There's other elements of what creates confidence.
Yeah.
What are some of those elements? I understand that the accessories. Is there other elements besides the physical? What's on top of the body that creates confidence?
So, working with my clients, we do really dive into where you're at, because coming to me, it's not always just like I don't know what to wear on stage.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe you're going through a life change. Maybe you're shifting, like you got divorced, or you're moving up in a field. Like there's so many different layers, and really understanding my client is really, really important to me. That's because I want them to feel comfortable, because when you feel comfortable in your clothing, right, you stand up straighter, your shoulders go back, you naturally exude confidence. You feel confident. And that resonates. What's the most attractive thing, even in the dating world, is confidence, right? That's also in business. So even if you're just a little taller, a little more sure of yourself, what's that going to say to the person, your avatar, or the person you're talking to, or that deal you want to make, right? So just imagine like it's at a deeper level, because at this point, you feel good. You feel good from the inside and out. And maybe there's other things going on, but I'm not a life coach. But although I sometimes feel like I am, that's okay.
Because I'm going to assume that there's part of life coaching involved in getting someone to say, because if you put somebody in the right clothes, but they still walk around like with their shoulders slugged down and they can't look at someone in the eyes, or they communicate with a lot of ums, uhs, and things of that nature. Does that impact their confidence? Does that impact their image in general?
It does. So I have a client that's 22 years old, and he came to me and he's like, "Oh my God, Celeste, I know what you do. I don't really know what you do, but I have a really big interview coming up. I need your help." So he came to me. We talked about his goals. We understood his colors, his power colors. And we also went and got like a semi-custom suit, like from Suit Supply. And so that he felt really good and confident with that. Something about a suit jacket, it's like armor. It's like, woof, I can walk through a room and I just instantly, my posture changes.
Yeah.
And that's not just me. That is 99% of people. And so we got him ready, but he's 22 and this kid's an introvert. And so what we worked on, something you touched on, is eye contact. I taught him how to shake a proper handshake because a lot of the younger generation, I don't know the age gap, so forgive me, but they don't know how to shake a hand. And that right there says you're either confident or you're not. It can say, I don't care about you, or I care about you, right? So body language is so valuable. Understanding how to communicate with someone, your voice inflection, right? Even if you don't know something, say it proudly and just go for it, right? If you're a little bit hesitant, they're gonna read that. So, yes, I do help them like really discover how to show up, how to command presence, how to really command a room. Because when you can do that, you can make anything happen.
Yeah.
But once all that happens, they continue to see the wins. So when you even see the small wins, that's what develops confidence. So that's coming in. That's where the mindset's coming in, right?
Because if you're doing an interview and someone walks in, even if they look alike, that one person, you're 100% right. Like if that one person is shrugged shoulders, can't make eye contact, looks nervous, maybe sweating, things of that nature, and then the other person wearing identical clothes, identical body shape. One person is able to look at you in the eyes, shake hands. They're able to communicate with poise, straight to the point.
Yeah.
That person maybe could get the job over the other person just based on how they showed up on the interview at a job. That is so phenomenal.
And the one thing I left out is it wasn't just any job interview. He had cojones, and he went in there and wanted a piece of the company. And I was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
He walked out 5 days later with a piece of that company.
Is that right?
Yeah. One of my favorite stories ever. I just was like jumping up and down. I mean, I'm just so happy for this young guy, like really trying to make a mark in the world, and he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like I would have never had to do that then. And he was like, no.
And he went in and did it. So your coaching wasn't just on the clothes. It was like literally, this is how you're going to walk in. This is how you're going to communicate. This is how you're going to shake hands. This is who you get to be when you walk in that room.
Yep.
How can people learn more about you?
Yeah. I mean, you can find me mostly on Instagram, Celeste Moore Image, YouTube as well. You can also follow me. I have a podcast. It's called Moore Style, Moore Style. So you can learn free tips and really good guests. And LinkedIn, Celeste Moore Image or Celeste Moore, one of the two. But yeah, you can check me out.
And what does ranges of service fees look like when someone says, hey, I'm interested? So if a member on a podcast says, hey, I'm interested,
right,
what does the range of service look like?
I'd love for them to jump on a call because it's really about the transformation. It's not technically a service, if you will. I really am taking them from here to there. And so once I understand everything, then we create something that works for both of us.
And is it more on the mindset? Are you walking in and setting up their clothes? Are you going into their...
Yeah, so we're doing colors, we're doing style. Like I'm taking measurements on your body. I'm understanding what works for you at a very technical level. I'm also understanding your style, the style elements of peaked lapels or not peaked lapels. Like I said, the fabrics, right? So we get really, really dialed in, and then we find out what's that goal for you. So if you need pieces because you're speaking on stage, right? So then we're strategically not buying prints.
Has putting an eye on, I know, for example, in my world, I sell software. And because I'm in the world of digital marketing, I go to someone's website, man, I'm looking at the source code. I'm looking at the way that the landing page was set up. I'm looking at the pixels. I'm looking at all this data. And so my eyes can't look at a website the same anymore. Have you found that to be true with your experience when you're going on dates, or are you married?
I'm not.
If you're going on dates,
Mhm.
or if you're meeting with friends or potential business associates, are you looking at their clothes and the way that they show up, and you're saying to yourself, like, you have different mental notes? Can you see people the same way before image consulting?
No. Yeah. It happened so fast with me because I think I've been doing it for so long. And even before I was trained,
Yeah.
I did it without understanding what I
why?
was doing.
I see.
And I just, the thing is with me, you have to start the conversation. You have to ask me something for me to actually go in and have that real conversation with you, right? You have to want it. Just like any other industry, let's just like a coach or whatever, you want to have to. You ask me a question, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I wish that I didn't have to wait so I could help these people.
Yeah.
Like, no, maybe if we just did a little this and a little, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to help you get to your goals, you know?
You know, I think on this episode, this is going to be intriguing for many people who have either body issues or even people who are just like, hey, I'm trying to level up the people that I surround myself with. Yeah. And I think my image could make a change. So definitely check out Celeste Moore and check out her podcast. Celeste, it was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.